Hello everyone, this is Brian. Welcome to my reusable Kerbal Space Program .90 Career Episode 11. We're going to be bringing back the launch vehicle that sent up the rescue capsule for Dilvin Kerman, who was stuck in orbit. And then we're also going to bring down Dilvin Kerman himself. This might be the last time I show most of the re-entry process here, and I guess I may as well talk about it as I go. So, kind of have a mental checklist here. First of all, I got to move all of the weight down towards the engine on this vehicle so it will come down with some stability instead of trying to flip over on me. I placed those fins just right so that with the fuel down low it will come down correctly. And when it's fully loaded, it will fly up correctly. Okay, so I've got my maneuver nose set up here. I'm burning on the opposite side of the planet as the Kerbal, as the KSC, to use as little fuel as possible. From now on, I'm thinking I'm actually going to burn when I'm closer. I think I can get a more accurate re-entry that way. Reason being is that I would be coming in at a steeper angle, and so the atmospheric friction would do more to slow down my vertical ascent than to slow down my horizontal ascent, or horizontal velocity. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I've targeted a flag out there near my landing field. By the way, if you do want to skip ahead, Dilvin will be coming down at around the 11-minute mark. I'm just going to let Smart ASS hold me retrograde for now. Apologize for the silence. I'm just not very talkative today. I'm thinking about work and when SpaceX might be doing another try at that barge. I thought that was super cool. So now my trajectory's prediction is moving. I don't like that. It's moving purely because of the atmosphere. So you can see me there on the nav ball. I'm sticking the nose down towards the ground, trying to get some lift out of this. Rocket becomes a little unstable, so I go back to fix it. Yeah, the way that prediction's moving, I may not even hit the continent, so I gotta do something about this. So I'm getting kind of desperate here. Maybe I can tip the rocket up and use the main engine for a moment. Okay, here we go again. Throttle. Yeah, there we go. Move that around. Now with this sped up, it means I have to do some extra post work to get the sound effects right. I did that a little bit later, but I didn't realize I had done some of these burns this early too, so that's why you're not hearing the engine. So rock that nose down. And then shove it hard the other way, I think. No, I'm just going for lift, it looks like. Tricky using the fuel and the monopropellant because, you know, if you're lightening your rocket, then the air friction is going to slow you down more because you have less mass. So you definitely want to use it well. There we go. I can only hold that for a few seconds. Okay, I'm over the mountains, so this is looking pretty good. I'll probably land in the hills west of the KSC. Not quite on my primary landing zone, but good enough. I need to make some improvements to this. This is where, you know, main chute deployment's unsafe, but you should be able to deploy a small drogue chute or something if you wanted to try and slow yourself down, kind of bridge that gap between falling faster than your mains can deploy and where you get into the lower atmosphere, where the atmosphere will slow you down enough for the mains to deploy. I'd really like some control up here. Maybe I'll have to add some, I don't know, speed brakes or tweak a drogue chute or something. Ideally, I'd like to come down so it always looks like I'm going to end in the ocean, and then I kind of progressively slow down as I get closer so that I land where I want to. It's easy to slow down, it's harder to speed up. Okay, it's about time to deploy my drogue chutes. There they go. Time you see this rocket, which is in the next episode, by the way, you will see it with the nice SpaceX landing legs that I like so much. Now to help keep this rocket upright, okay, switching from drogues to mains. Now to keep this rocket upright, you can either the best way to do it is, if you're using SmartSS and you're cool with that, just hit select surface and up, and then you give it lots and lots of control, turn on your RCS like I just did. That helps immensely. Or you can do it by hand if you wish. And I cannot figure out why those two parachutes open up inside like that. That is annoying. Coming down a nice soft 3.6 meters per second. And there we are. Okay. Now it is Dilvin's turn. So that got 62,000 back, I think is what that says. Definitely worth it. Now Dilvin has a much rockier experience. Now when I see here the KSC is like practically underneath me, I don't quite have enough fuel to do like a full stop burn here. So we're going to have to do one more orbit around the planet. Okay, so I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to check my periops. I wish it would give you your altitude at any point along your calculated trajectory. So instead you gotta take a look at your periops and kind of compare it to where the KSC is and make a guess as to how high you'll be over the KSC. Now what I probably should have done is lowered my altitude right to 70 kilometers and then circularized, because as you'll see, this thing comes in super hot. I was just checking my resources there and make sure I don't have any nasty surprises like electricity running out or anything. So I saw my trajectory creeping closer. I wanted to push it back out just in case. My theory that it's easier to slow down than it is to speed up is definitely tested here in the next few minutes. So right now I'm realizing that I am coming in really fast, so I'm trying to slow down. Burn out a lot of my RCS, which will help lighten the craft, which will help friction to slow it down further. So as you start to thrust to slow down, you see that trajectory not moving, then it's time to go ahead and do all you can to move it closer, because it also means that the friction from the air is not going to move it much closer. And just for stability, I'm going to move whatever weight I can down, just like on the big rocket. It's looking pretty good at this point, though I am still moving very, very quickly here. My altitude is just over 30 kilometers, but I'm moving at something like 1,800 meters per second. So I turned my RCS on there and throttled up. The reason being that without me having to hold down the key, that it would just go ahead and burn that RCS, try to slow me down some more, and try to lighten the craft even more. At this point, that RCS fuel is almost more of a liability than a help. And yes, I did that with my engine deactivated, just to be lazy. Now I'm going to activate the engine, burn out this fuel, and try to slow down further. And ooh, that makes me unstable. A couple pieces fly off the craft. I'm not even sure what those are. Never did find out what those were. Oh, probably the lights, since they were tiny dots. And thankfully the chute warning goes away. Pop the chute, pop the gear, and just relax. Alright, there we are. Alright, next episode, searching for resources on Mun. Have a good evening.